Hey you guys! So, we have had the Matt Gettis and the bloke that did Doctor Who's run of Dracula after Christmas, over New Year. I know you guys that have Netflix will be getting it on there now. So, I've watched all 3 parts. I was going to do a review of these as they were coming out, but then I thought I'll just wait till the end and do it that way. I'm glad I did. So, part 1 really does touch on the old style of, it's got the book. It feels like the book. There are bits in there that if you've read the book or you know the kind of more the story of that, you go, oh, that's a nod and that's a nod. Also nods to Doctor Who and Sherlock. Mina mentions the Barmaid at the Rose and Crown, which is from the Snowman episode, the Christmas special. It's Clara's, whoever she is at that time. I can't remember if that's her or whether it's somebody else. But anyway, that's who she is at the time. And Van Helsing also mentions that she has a friend in London who is a detective, who is obviously Sherlock. So yeah. So, what is good, what is bad, what is changed in this first episode? Right, a lot of people have gone on about the homosexuality of this. Dracula does not have sex with anybody. He's drinking their bloods, and he's the alpha male. He drinks from anybody, because I don't know whether it's been any of the other books. I don't think it's in the original books. I don't know, but this thing that he absorbs their knowledge from them. He absorbs their knowledge, and he absorbs them from drinking their blood. This is a nice new twist. I like this idea. I don't know if there's been any other stories, but I don't think it has. But I like this idea. It makes the interaction with Van Helsing far more interesting. Yes, we have a female Van Helsing this time, which some people are probably complaining about. I kind of like the idea. It kind of worked for me. Just to mix it up a little bit. Harker in this one has more of a part. His running around in the castle was quite interesting. The brides in this one are incredibly creepy. We only actually get to see one of them, but wow, it is a creepy concept, particularly with the bit with the baby. Oh, that was... what else in the first part? Oh, you see, because he absorbs these things and he gets characteristics from them, it is kind of weird that he kind of all of a sudden turns into a bit of a geezer. But yeah, the first episode was good. It got me interested. It kept flying. It has got some really different style to it, because there is a whole scene. I mean, the bit where he comes out of the dog, holy crap, that was creepy. But there is a scene where he stands naked, you don't see anything, but naked, stood talking to the nuns in the nunnery? Is it a nunnery? Wherever nuns live. Yeah. And it is a very long scene with him just talking to them and walking. And I don't know, I was kind of like, that was different. You don't get many scenes that are that long in modern TV. Everything's quick, cut, change, boom, next, let's get on with it. But it was a very long, very interesting scene. Yeah, that one, the first episode, I would give that, I would give it an A. It's an A+, but I would give it an A. It was definitely a good episode. Second episode, now we're into the good stuff. This one, the story, it's the bit in the book where he's on the boat. The Demeter, whatever it is, the boat. And this felt good. This felt like... Because it was almost the Thing done from the monster's point of view, if that makes sense. Because he knew what was going on and none of them did. And it dealt with some interesting concepts of race, because and sexuality, and... Yeah, I thought this was the best one of this. And the line when he says about, oh, this one with the boat came up the other side, was brilliant. I just really think it really handled these new concepts of him well. And I think this was the best. This is an A+. This was the best episode of the 3. It really did make you want to see more of Dracula. Because he is the villain and you dislike him, but you also like him because you're like, oh, he's kind of cool the way he does it. Yeah, I liked the concept. It is part of the story. I've always thought that there was a film in there, the bit on the boat, and And they mentioned Whitby. He's going to be in Whitby. And I was like, yes, finally, because they usually never mention Whitby. And I live in the same, in the same county. Same county as Whitby. I can go there for the day. Bit of a drive, but I can go there. Yeah, I enjoyed this. I thought this was the best of the three. So, part 3. Yeah. This is where it all kind of... At the end of part 2, it reveals that we've done a time jump. And as soon as I saw that, I went, ah. Because I so wanted to see more of Dracula running around in Victorian times. I have this real thing. I think Doctor Who does, when it's in Victorian times, is at its best. I don't know. I love the idea of Sherlock Holmes. I'd love to see somebody do a Sherlock Holmes that was set in the proper time period now. Just you know. So to move it to now, I was like, okay. Then there was some cool concepts of him being almost like Hannibal Lecter locked in a room. Oh, also, the doctor guy that's in this, the kid that's in it, that's playing the doctor, for about 10 minutes I was thinking, who the hell is he? And he was in some programme that was on BBC Two. Blood in Venice, something like that. He was the lead part in that. And I was like, holy crap, that's who he was. But he was like, oh, I've seen him in something else. I would like to see more of his character. He was an interesting character. This episode really kind of went like that. It felt very long and drawn out. They didn't create modern teenagers very well. They felt sort of stereotypical modern teenagers. Not that I'm a teenager, but I do have some friends that are teenagers at work. Hi guys. Yeah, it just felt a little bit, and a little bit kind of not as good. The concept that Dracula's fears, like the thing of the light and the cross and all that, comes from what he's absorbed from other people, was a really clever concept. And I liked that idea, and that's an idea I would like to have seen them play out over a longer... I mean, this is... Okay, by the end of it, we kind of guess he's dead. Or he won't be that Dracula anymore because he's realised what his difference is. I liked the concept, but I would like to see more of it. This should have been... There should have been another series before it got to this. The use of the modern, like cancer and things like that, I liked the concept of that she wasn't afraid to die, but he was. And I enjoyed that. But I just don't think it worked quite right. It either needed to be spaced over a few more episodes, so we got to see a little bit more of him enjoying the future for him. Matt Gettis was brilliant in there as Renfield, though I did want him to do the laugh, because Renfield does a really weird laugh in the the Boris Karloff version. I just want to see that in there just for one moment, because that is a great thing over this. You can tell that Matt Gettis, he has a love for Hammer horror and Universal horror. So there are bits in the first episode and second and some others where you can see little nods. In the second one, Dracula dresses very much like the Bela Lugosi version. When he vamps out for the first time in the first episode, you can see there is definitely a look in there of Christopher Lee. Yeah, this one, I'd give this one a B-. It kind of dropped the ball a little bit, which was a shame. It had some good ideas in there, but I don't know, it just wasn't a very good... I think because the first two were so good, this one, probably if it had been later in a season, if there'd have been 5 or 6 episodes, it probably wouldn't have been so bad. But having 2 great episodes and then this, it makes this one, the last one, the weaker one. And the ending was a little bit like, oh, it's finished. Oh. I think they may have re-edited it a little bit to maybe make it so they could do another season or another series. I have heard that they're going to do a series that's going to be like a prequel to it, but I don't know if that'll work. But then it will be set in the right time period that I like, so yeah. So yeah, all in all, if you're going to watch this, do please, and if you watch this, then you... But let me know what you thought of the series in the comments at the bottom. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I give the series an A out of, as a whole thing, but each episode I would say an A, A+, and did I say a B-? I think I said a B-. So, that is it. That was about the best thing that we had on over Christmas here in the UK. Most of the other stuff... Oh, there was Wurzel Gummidge. That was pretty good as well. So if you can, any of you can find that and have a watch of that, give that a watch. I was pleasantly surprised by that. And I think the young lady that's in it, that's playing one of the two kids, would make a great Doctor Who companion. Just saying. So, if you've liked this, what I'd really like you to do, hit the likes, hit the shares, hit the subscribe buttons at the bottom. You know what to do. Likes really help, because the more I get likes, the more people they push the video. The algorithm goes, oh, people like this. Have a look. It's weird how the algorithm works. So yeah, I hope you all have a great day. Hope you have a great night. And we'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.